Hello everyone, my name is Cameron and welcome to The Hot Take, the series where I give my full, unbiased, unfiltered opinion on things in the gaming world. And today we're talking about GameSpot. Now if you do not know what GameSpot is, it is a... Sorry, my camera just looks a little off balance. It is a website, I think they've got more than just that. It's also got a Facebook page and a bunch of other stuff. That kind of in the way of IGN does a lot of clickbaity bullshit fucking articles and stuff like that. Now what their most recent article is talking about the introduction of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit to Marvel's Spider-Man on PS4. A game that obviously you guys know I'm playing on the channel and that I fucking absolutely adore. It is a fantastic masterpiece of a game, and to have that masterpiece of a suit in it just makes it all the better. You guys will be seeing that suit in episodes 40 to 42 because that's as far as I've gotten, and that's the most recent recordings that I've done. Now, continuing on with this, what does GameSpot's article say? Does it say, oh, one of the most loved suits that the fans have been crying for? Oh, Insomniac decides to put in a suit that fans have been doting on for about since the game's release in September. Is it anything positive? No. What GameSpot says is, and I quote, Insomniac puts the worst version of Spider-Man's suit into the game. Worst version. Who the fuck wrote that article? That's the question I have. Who wrote your article, GameSpot? Because he should be fired. Whoever wrote off and accepted that article should also be fired. Anyone who thinks that fucking movie franchise, barring 3, because honestly 3 was, the less said about 3 the better. To be fair though, Amazing Spider-Man 2 did worse than that did, so yeah. You're trying to say that the worst version of the costume and of the character comes from that Spider-Man series? Really? Fucking really? GameSpot, you fucked up. You've massively fucked up. It makes you really out of touch when you try to say that the suit that everyone's been asking for in this game. I'm not kidding. I can't go onto any post or thing about that game, especially through Insomniac's Twitter. Go to Insomniac's Twitter, go to the game's actual Twitter before this happens. Everyone is crying for this suit. Everyone is begging for this suit for good fucking reason. That suit is a goddamn masterpiece. The second movie is a goddamn masterpiece, and I loved getting to actually go in to the game and use that suit. It is a suit that I personally have wanted in the game since it came out. And the fact that it's now in the game makes me very, very happy. As a cynical adult, it makes me very happy to get to go relive part of my childhood, which was going to see Spider-Man 2 in theaters with my dad, my stepmom, and my stepbrother when it first came out. And I loved it. It was what really... It's really shaped me with my love of Spider-Man. Let me just say that. So GameSpot, to say that that is the worst version of the character when so many of the fan base of not only Spider-Man or Marvel or the video game, you know, it's all 3 of those combined wanting that suit in the game, trying to say that that's the worst version really shows how fucking stupid you are. Now obviously they could just be doing this for clicks. Either way, I didn't click on the article because I knew exactly how it was probably going to go. Why did they add this suit? It's really stupid of them to add this suit. This suit sucks. That character sucked. That movie franchise sucked. Really? Because if it wasn't for that movie franchise, we wouldn't have what we have today. And for anyone who's trying to say that, oh, bullshit, there's no way. Yes, that movie proved how well comic book movies can do. That's what that movie franchise did for us. It proved how well comic book movies can be done. Sam Raimi did a fucking masterpiece with that trilogy. And honestly, 3 was just, let's just be honest, 3 sucked still. I'm going to make the point of, yes, 3 sucked. I'm not going to say that it wasn't a complete pile of hot garbage. But then again, so was The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So, with that being said, GameSpot, whoever the fuck wrote that article, either just tell them, look, kid, you're wrong. You're wrong, you're fucking wrong. You were so goddamn wrong. If you were any more wrong, they'd have to make a new word for it. Because that suit, that movie franchise, barring 3 again, is beloved. It did things that no one thought a comic book movie could do when they were released. Yes, they should have peppered the the Sinister Six a little bit more. They should have gotten it prepped more instead of just diving headfirst for it in Spider-Man 3. But then again, Amazing Spider-Man did the same thing in the second movie. And what happened? It was a pile of hot garbage. But what happened when the second movie came out was something that I think a lot of people weren't prepared for. And it really started setting a tone for comic book movies and how big they could be and how amazing they could be. Go watch Spider-Man 2. You don't even need to watch Spider-Man 1. Definitely don't watch Spider-Man 3. Okay? Just watch Spider-Man 2. It's fantastic. Doc Ock, wonderful. Everything about that movie, wonderful. I love it. It's still one of my favorite comic book movies of all time because how well they do it, how well they introduce Doc Ock, how well they play the story of him being someone Pete looked up to. And man, I really want to go to Spider-Man 2 right now. But to put the suit from that Spider-Man trilogy into the movie, or into the video game, is something that Insomniac did right. Adding a suit that fans wanted is something they did right. We all talk about how out of touch game developers are with what the fans want from their games. And the one time they do what the fans want, some fucking millennial, and yes, I realize I'm a millennial too, don't correct me. Some millennial douchebag who doesn't know what a good movie is decides to try to crap on a masterpiece of a suit that every fan of the game, honestly there's probably some that don't, but most of the fans of the game have been asking for since day one. And none of us thought that Insomniac would deliver on it. No offense, I love Insomniac. Sunset Overdrive, mwah, magnifique. Spider-Man, mwah, magnifique. I didn't think they were going to deliver. Because, let's be honest, gaming in 2018, while there's a huge array of new games and new things coming out, it doesn't seem like developers give two flying fucks what the fans want. Because if they did, loot boxes would not be a thing. They would not. Nah, they probably still would be. Honestly, I'm not someone who hates loot boxes too much. I do understand. As long as you can earn them in-game. I've talked about this before. There's a different video on the channel somewhere. Don't remember where. There's a different video on the channel talking about loot boxes. If you guys want to go check it out. It's somewhere. Yeah. But it doesn't seem like developers give a shit. So the one time that the developer actually listens to the fan base, listens to the people who bought their game, who play their game, who love their game, just for some shitty douchebag on a fucking internet website article to write, oh, they put the worst version of the suit in here. It's not like every fucking fan of the goddamn game was asking for the damn thing since September fucking 8th. I think it came out the 8th. When the game first got released. That was a suit that people were upset about it not being in the game from the get-go. Personally, I was. They have every fucking suit under the sun, but they don't give any love to that version. No matter what you think of the movie, the fact that Insomniac listened to the fans, who for 4 months, it's been 4 months since that game came out, for 4 months wanted that game to get that suit. Which, technically, yes, you could have found it before those 4 months as a little trophy, along with a little Venom trophy in a certain apartment building somewhere in the city. But let's be honest, that's not enough for us. Proving that it did exist in the world, that was nice. But the fact that Insomniac listened to the fans and put that suit in there really shows that they're not out of touch with their fan base. Thank you, Insomniac, for adding the Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit into Spider-Man on PS4. Thank you for listening to fans of your game and people who play your game. And also, Really quick, let me say this. The City That Never Sleeps, just realize they've done something no other developer does. They gave you a DLC thing that you get at the start of the game, an expansion pass, which I do have. The game released in September. First DLC released in October. Second released in November. Third released in December. All of it adding story content. Yes, it's not big amounts of stuff, and it's just some DLC side story type stuff that you get to do after the game. Also, all adding in new suits. And instead of peppering it and releasing them once every fucking 3 months until the next game comes out, so basically you barely get a small window of actually playing the DLC you paid extra money for. WWE, Call of Duty, Battlefield. Oh God, sorry, I had a sneezing fit there. Instead of doing that, they decided, okay, let's give this to our fans right away. Because this is something they want. Mostly because it's all a combined story with those 3 DLCs. But also because they realize that it's a marketing ploy. If you guys don't realize this is a massive marketing ploy, FYI. I'm getting off tangent of the original point of this video, but we've covered the original point of this video. It's a marketing ploy to get people to come back and play the game more. If you release DLC at certain intervals over the game's lifespan, over the game's first year of being out, you make people who play the game, who bought the game, want to come back and play it more. It's the same thing Call of Duty did with Black Ops 3, where they released the Zombies Chronicles, like I think right before World War II came out, and a bunch of people bought that to go play it. I didn't, because I wasn't paying extra money on that fucking game already. And then Call of Duty World War II, again, Call of Duty is definitely a big... Call of Duty, WWE... Well, WWE is less with this because they've already released the first 2 DLC packs and only have 1 more to go, I believe, and that's coming early 2019. So they're definitely doing better than Call of Duty and Battlefield and most war-type, shooter-type games do, where they release it like every 2-3 months. They release the new DLC, and it's like, you guys are really just trying to get us to come back to your game, and we see through it. I see through it. That's exactly what they're trying to do. And I like that Insomniac decided to give us all 3 DLCs in the months following the release of the game. If they add in more DLC suits, awesome. They're adding in 9 in total, plus this now makes technically 10 in total of... Actually, this one's not even a DLC suit. This is a free suit that you just get, which is awesome. But yeah, I'm excited for the final bit of City That Never Sleeps. 43 to like 45 will probably end up being like I'm gonna try to take a guess at how long it's gonna take me to finish the last 2 bits of DLC. So I'm thinking 43 to 45 will probably be Turf Wars. 46 to 48 will probably then end up being Silver Lining, and then we'll get back into the main story after that. 40, 41, and 42 are all main story things. Just because I want to go swing around the city in the Sam Raimi Spiderman suit. Sam Raimi Spiderman suit. Oh, this is why you don't record when you're tired. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below if you do have Marvel Spider-Man on PS4, about what you think about the Sam Raimi suit being added to the game, and also what you think about, I guess, the point I made at the end of this video about the DLC spreading. And also what you think about GameSpots' article. If you want to go check it out, I don't know what their website's called, actually. I think it's GameSpot.com. I'm sure you can go find it. Sorry, it sounded like my dog was... I think my dog may have just shit in my mouth. Alright, whatever. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay golden. This has been Hot Take. Peace.